What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today. We are back again for another round of the SRL APAC for Season 3. Hopefully I've got that one correct. We're here for round 8 here at the French Grand Prix. Here's a reminder of the championship standings on your screen. New Zealand Rise got a 40-point lead over Jared. We're currently position 13 at the moment in the championship. Constructors-wise, Force India got a bit of a comfortable lead over Ferrari. And Red Bull, I can confirm, are about 6th on the constructors' table. So now, obviously, heading into this one, feeling pretty confident about this racetrack. I mean, obviously, the last time we raced around here was probably when we did that social race before the league racing season started, sort of like to for most of us to get a little bit of practice underneath our belts. Before the brand new season of league racing began anyway. So, yeah, I mean, I'm feeling pretty confident. I mean, I've tweaked probably the setup a little bit since probably what occurred back then in the social race compared to now. As you can see now, we've just invalidated our lap time coming through the fast long right-hander of turn 11. And, yeah, at the moment, just doing my normal thing here at the moment, just... well, besides the invalidation lap, I was probably just trying to get a bit of a banker time. You can probably see I'm only using rich mix, fuel mixture, and sort of using high ERS mode there, and come across the line to set what was a provisional lap time of 1:32.429. Probably not quick enough anyway at the moment, but again, went for another lap time just to see what we could do here, and it is quite easy to do a corner cut around here, as you probably could tell, but now coming through into turn 5, but we just take it a little bit too far there, and fortunately invalidate the lap time again. So
there's only one lap of fuel remaining.
Yeah, there's only obviously one lap of fuel remaining, so obviously I came straight into the pits, but nearly made a big error of that, and yeah, that was a bit of an awkward moment with the sort of the screeching of the tyre and the barriers coming into the pits, but yeah, that was just my mistake. It's so hard getting into the pit lane, obviously, here at the French Grand Prix. We're just waiting for my teammate to come back into putting my teammate back into the garage. I've actually got Death Bro on board this weekend. I'll explain why in a second. But we're going to have a look on board here with Palms to the wind. It looks like he's setting off for his flying lap down this very long front straight here. Paul Ricard now heading down into turn 1. I think there's a car behind him here, but oh my, he gets a big whack from behind. Who was that? Looked like one of the Saubers. I think you'll find it's actually Conrad Strait. Yes, it is. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Conrad's got a bit of front wing damage there, but I can tell you that Poms was not overly too impressed with that one at the moment, but with that one. But at the moment, Pres BC with a 129.8 is fastest at the moment. But yeah, like I said, Death Pro is obviously my my teammate for this weekend. I think after the Canada race, which if you haven't seen that footage and any of the other footage from SRL this season, I urge you go check it out. I'll probably leave the playlist and probably the previous race at the end of this video as always. But yeah, I think my teammate had to be sort of removed from the lead because of his bad internet connections, hence why we got Death Bro on board, he's sort of a reserve, I think, is Death Bro, so yeah, anyway, it was good to have him sort of this weekend. But you see I validated my lap time again through turn 5. I actually validated it coming out of the pit lane there as well from the second flying run here, but you see here still just battling away here at the moment. This is, at the moment, we're still running around on the ultra soft tyres. You probably think I'm a little bit crazy at this point, but getting very sideways coming out of turn 5 and 6. Oh, sorry, yeah, exit of turn 5. We actually went purple through sector 1 there, which I was completely and utterly shocked about, let me tell you. But now well and truly up here, sector times are nearly about a second up on what I said previously. But got a bit of traffic ahead of us here, and it's actually going to be Palms to the win again. So now we're just going to finish off this flying lap here for the moment. Having a much better run here through turns 12 and 13, where I mucked it up big time here. And turn 14, I did muck up a little bit on the first run. But it's a little bit better. Still work to improve. But anyway, running a bit wide coming out of the final corner. It probably didn't help my cause with Poms being in front there, but come across the line. We go to P5 with a 1 minute 30.459. So, fairly decent lap time for that one. But coming back into the pits now, taking a much better run into the pit lane as the Red Bull team just putting my teammate back in again. Thankfully, not mucking around at all. But we did drop back to P6 because I think Warden or somebody, it might have been Warden who went up into P5. But just like the social race, which by the way was a...
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:30.4. When you're ready, let's go.
Yeah, sorry, just interrupting Jeff there, but bear in mind that the social race we did around here was 100% race, so and we also did the full qualifying, so it's a lot different, obviously, short qualifying, 50% race, but the plan was to pretty much do the similar strategy to what I did in the social race, which was to start on the super soft tyres and then go to the end. There's a bit of a yellow flag. There was one of the McLarens there. Can't remember. It might have been Alan Hugo. I'm not really sure, but I think we're gonna stay on board here for this flying lap. We're just under a minute remaining here. Give you a lap around the Paul Ricard circuit, and hopefully we can improve our time and start on these super soft tyres. We have dropped down to P7 and take it down into turn 1. It is a little bit awkward with the sun there, I'm not going to lie. It's a bit hard to sort of point out where I was going to point the car into turn 1, but at this bit I love turns 3 and 4. Turn 5, I just avoided the turning in a lot early into there, but you see we're about 2.5 tenths down, which is sort of, not ideal, but I probably did go a lot quicker in the first sector and the second sector on the last ultra soft tyre run, and I probably, like I said, I could have improved maybe for sector 3, so that'd probably be the goal for the rest of this lap. So anyway, we've come through that turns 8 and 9 chicane, which has caused a lot of issues in real life anyway, but again, we're still down on our time. We're down by about 1.5 tenths this time, so we are slowly starting to improve. Now coming through the flying right-hander of turn 11, it sort of have to be a little bit cautious here to get onto the power. Now through turn 12, nice and tight, just running out wide as Alan Hugo now goes to the top of the timesheets. But at the moment we're just going green, and not really my greatest run through there either, but it's a much better exit, and it's going to be really close here to see where they actually start on the super soft tyres. Cross the line, we just managed to improve our lap time only by 3/100ths of a second, literally only just. As you can see there, there's been a lot of chaos there with both the Mercedes boys, and oh dear, this is going to get ugly. This is all the AI-driven car. Actually, no, my bad. Conrad was actually the only one that was still driving around out there, so I'm not sure exactly whether they got a 5-place grid penalty or not, but anyway, so it was P8, but we did get knocked down to P10 at the end of qualifying, with obviously a 1:30.425. Fens gets pole with a 1:28.9 on ultra soft tyres. You could probably say it's a risky one, but well worth a try. And actually, Conrad, I think, did get a 5-place grid penalty. So again, probably a little bit annoyed that he didn't get knocked out of the 10, but hey ho, we're going to start on the super soft tyres anyway. Let's go to the race.
With this many cars, there's always a chance of an incident on the first corner. Take care.
Well, welcome to the grid for the French Grand Prix. Like I said, it's just going to be mainly the one-stop strategy here under pretty good clear skies, probably a little bit of overcast conditions a bit later on in the race. But you probably saw there in the background, I don't know whether you saw that or not, but there's something happening a bit weird going on in the background there. We'll probably see in a bit of replay footage that I found. We set off now for the formation lap. You'll be able to see why, and that's because Top Banter, who's actually reserving this weekend, is not exactly in his right grid spot. In fact, he's nowhere near his grid spot. He's on top of, I'm not sure exactly which car he's on top on, but I think it's possibly one of the Saubers, possibly Conrad. I don't know, but whether he pops back down is another question. There we go. So it's either Sauber or Williams, one of the two anyway. But continuing on the formation lap, I sort of gave Warden a little bit of a touch there, who's obviously Warden's in a bit of AI mode, but some of the reason I thought that was going to disqualify my lap, the formation lap. But anyway, here we go then for round number 8 here of SRL around France. 5 red lights. Let's do it around the Paul Ricard circuit. It's a pretty good start compared to Exodona here, but we sort of get boxed in a little bit because Neon didn't quite get away well, and I don't think Nathan has laggy person, so heading into turn 1, going to have to do it the long way around here. Neon's gone way off circuit there. A bit of contact with him and laggy, he's spun around. Now, obviously, Neon is obviously spun out, and he's going to be back at the rear of the grid. We have been battling along side by side with H-O. I didn't realise he was alongside me until the last minute. I think we're in the same party chat, so I apologise to him about that one. But Prez BC and Exodona having a little bit of a banging of wheels there. I don't think Prez got off to the best start either, so at the moment we've already gained a 1 spot already. But someone who's also joined us for this round is the guy in the Renault behind, Tiamat Marduk, who's I think he's only a reserve. Decided to join this race because mainly for practice, I think. So he's on soft tyres, so just bear that in mind. And that's up 10 actually. So now flying through the fast right-hander, of turn 10. Trying to close down a little bit here on Exodona, but we ran wide coming around turn 11. Actually get our first corner cutting water there, but that just gives the spot there to Ben. So now we're just going to have to try and get back here. A little bit of a look up the inside here. Now, we should have a bit more pace than he does. Obviously, like I said, different tyre compounds between the both of us. We're running a little bit wide coming through turn 14 and just sort of managing to hang on in front of H-O there. But now we're finally back onto the front straight, and we're going to complete lap number 1. So managed to keep it clean. Pretty simple. So now heading on to lap 2. Now trying to chase after Ben, who runs a little bit wide coming out of the exit of turn 1 there. And coming now through into turns 5 and 6, obviously going to purple sector tyres, obviously, because why not? It's only the second lap, so a little bit of an oversteer moment. We're still sort of hanging on to the back of Ben just, but H-O's starting to catch up a little bit, but I'm only just managing to hold him off here. I don't know what the difference is between myself and H-O setup-wise, but I think I may just have him on the straights, but he may have me on the corners, who knows. But we're still slowly chasing after Ben. H has a little look up the inside there, but no can do, and still managing to just hang on to position 10. But now on to lap 3. Starting to close in again on Ben, but again, probably took in turn 5 a little bit too early there, and obviously had to ran wide in the exit of turn 5. But you can see how much we're gaining here back on Ben through the chicane at turns 8 and 9. We're going to see if we can try and get a nice run here for this rest of this back straight. We sort of pulled away a bit from H-O as well, so now coming through this long right-hander here. Looks like Ben sort of missed the apex a little bit. Have a little look up the inside here to say, hello, I'm here. But you're just managing to hang on is Ben, so I mean, the soft tyres are probably not quite phased in at this stage of the race, but the way H-O's pace was, it looked like he sort of he switched on, but I don't think Ben quite has at the moment. So now just playing the patient game here at the moment. It gets a little bit sideways there. There's Ben, but now managing to hold on, so we complete another lap. Now on to lap 4. We sort of gain a little bit of time here on this back straight here. Obviously with the help of DRS and overtake mode, but again, sort of playing it cautiously here. Trying to have another great run here out of the chicane, which we have a pretty good, decent run here. Now continuing on the back straight, sort of went purple a little bit in sector 2 as well, so just gaining. Again, Ben misses the apex a little bit. Has a little slide coming out of turn 10, but again, just managing to hold on. There's also a battle further up the road between Exodona and I think that's Prez BC in the Haas, but we're not too far away. There's a bit of a battle group forming up as well as we run a little bit wide coming out of turn 12. So I think possibly this battle group sort of where the ultra soft tyre runners are, well, a couple of them at least, but now coming through the final couple of corners here. You'll see it. No, we'll continue on. Do a bit of a lap ahead of myself here, but you see now Ben starting to put a little pressure here on Exodona, and it is quite a bit of a battle group here. I think he gave him a little bit of a nudge, did Ben, but Exodona managed to hold on, but he's run wide coming through turns between 6 and 7. You can see here, every every car in this battle group is going to pretty much have DRS. And yeah, pretty much Ben's starting to pull away a little bit. As Vance has been spun around at the chicane, one of the Haas's has had to take the shortcut there.
Okay, clear.
So we gained a spot out of that one. As now it looks like Ben is going to go side by side here with Exodona, who does a little bit of a crisscross there, I think, in front. Can't really do anything there as someone's quite lagging there. I think it's Prez, I'm not sure. It's Exodona, Exodona's now got by Prez for, that's P, what are we up to? P6 probably. As HO's now starting to gain in here on me, so I run very, very wide coming through turn 14. Actually get my second corner kind of warning there, so it looks like both the Haas's are actually in here, so that's a bit of a disaster there as I decided to, I actually told HO to just go by, just didn't really want to hold him up here if he had the pace, which he looks like he does at the moment, but that was a bit of a disaster actually for the Haas's. But anyway, here's a replay now from Warden on board in the 4 Sydney. He's behind his teammate New Zealand Ryan, as he's going a little bit side by side here with Laggy, goes right around the outside. Now Laggy's on the ultra soft. Sorry, no, my apologies, it's Prez BC in the ultra soft tyres, but actually both the Haas's are actually on the ultra soft tyres, so Warden tried to get around the outside, turn the inside, actually gets sort of an illegal overtake there on Prez, so I don't think he's, Laggy's actually got by Prez, so this is not going to help out Warden's curls. He is running a lot wider coming out of turn 7, so he's going to have to take the 5-second stop-go penalty for the sort of gaining what position there, you could say. But Laggy having a little look up the inside here into the chicane, but Warden breaks steep enough and just managing to hang on there. So I think in a moment, Jared's leading the way from Alan Hugo and obviously Ryan. Here's a replay on board with teammate Mardik. Actually, HO got a pretty good start there compared to both the Renault cars, so no wonder he was flying off the start. Let's see what happens here in the turn 1 again. So obviously there was a little bit of contact with Laggy and Neon, and that obviously put Neon into a spin. I'm not sure if anybody else was caught up in it. I think possibly somebody else was. It looks like a Toro Rosso, like a bit slow there, as obviously Ben goes up the inside here in turn 5. He probably got the inside line here over HO, and yes, he does. So he gets back up into obviously P10, and this was my moment where you can see I ran very wide through fast right-hander of turn 11. But anyway, here's a replay now on board with Fence, who's now under a bit of attack here from DRC Jared. And this is probably one of the reasons why I didn't actually start on the off-soft tyre. So Jared now gets by Fence for the race lead. Fence is going to try and come back at him here, but they said it's only on lap 3, so ultra softs are probably going to start dying off any second of the clock here, as try to have a little look at the inside of Jared, but no can do. Continue on the lap as Alan Hugo sends up the inside here. This is not really a passing spot, I would have thought, but sends one back up the inside of this Fence. There's Alan Hugo there go for the crisscross. Fence gets DRS here, so this will probably help him out a little bit. Look at it, he's using every single bit of road there nearly to try and hold him off as he tries to hang around the outside and gets it done, does Alan Hugo. So great move by him. So now he could probably go chasing after Jared, but his Ben's going to have a look at the inside here. He sort of has a look. There's a little bit of contact to the McLaren man, but Ryan looked like it was a little bit close there while looking at the proximity arrow, but just hanging on there. But for how much longer? I don't think for too long, because if Ryan gets a good run here, which it looks like he will do, DRS is sort of helping out here with Fence. So, this is a little bit of a tricky one here, as he gives Alan Hugo a little bit of a nudge there, and sort of tries a little bit of a crisscross there, which I don't think it really works. This is back aboard now with Warden, who was watching pretty much all this battle that was going on. We got Fenz's point of view as well on the top right there. So look at this. It's nearly going to be 3 wide here coming into the fast right-hander of turn 10. That's not easy done, but Fenz is going to have to give that away a little bit. He comes back on the inside of Ryan straight away and just managing to hang on for now. So Ryan will have the inside line here and into turn 12, and I think he's got it. Now Warden sets up the inside, gives a little nudge to Fenz, who pushes him off the road there. And now Fenz come back here. Looks like Warden's just got ahead of him for now. Does Fenz go for a look at the inside? No, he's not quite close enough. So it's now put Fenz from pretty much the race lead in a couple of laps to P5. It's now back again to Warden. I mean, on the inside was Fenz, and don't actually really know what occurred there, whether he just caught up in tyres or something. I don't actually know, to be honest, but it was one of the, like I said, it's one of the Haas's. You probably would have seen it anyway who it was, but this was obviously Ben's battle, and I don't know. I think it's actually Prez that's been the guy that sort of shortcutted it around there while Fenz was being turned around, but this was the move that Ben's going to go right around the outside and switches back to the inside line here. Now going into turn, obviously 11, I think this is, and obviously Exododa sends it up the inside of Prez and actually gets that spot. So I must have missed that one, but got the move done as Ben tries to go back up around the outside. He actually, I think, Prez actually came into the pit, so now Ben obviously gets the move done on Exododa. But we go back to our point of view here.
Only 1 stop to go. 1 stop left in this strategy. Pit window opens in 5 laps time. 5 laps.
We just had to remind myself like what lap I was coming in, because like I said, ultra soft tyres don't really last too long. I think at probably that stage of the race you're probably nearly dying at that point. But and the super soft tyres can obviously go a lot longer. So obviously end of lap 11 or 12. But the battle on now is Warden and Ben are going to go side by side, and I don't think really Warden's going to put up much of a fight. He's got a bit of overheated tyres on the left front by the looks of things, and a little bit on the right front. But now continuing back to us on lap 7. This is HO going side by side now with Exododa. He gets that done pretty easily, as we have a lot of slipstream here. Have a look up the inside. This Exododa goes in very too hot there, and actually get a much better run here, but it's going to make us go the long way here, so we're going to go around the outside here on the rest of this back straight. We're going to have to really risk it here through turn 10. Just managed to do it. Had to take the corner cut, obviously, the track extension warning, and get obviously a time penalty, so it sort of really doesn't help my cause, but we get the move done on Exododa. So now we're up into P7 now, chasing after sort of little battle group here as I run wide through turn 12. Get reminded for obviously the time penalty now. Continuing on this next lap 8 is HO now goes up the inside here of Warden, who seems to be struggling a little bit. There was a little bit of contact there between the two of them. By the looks of things, get another track limits warning here, and this is pretty much nearly similar to what happened in the social race. Going to have a run here on Warden, not the right line this time, in the inside into turn fast right-hander here. Leave enough space for each other. Obviously send it up the inside here through turn 11. We just managed to hang on for now. Only just, but now we're just going to, I think we've now got the spot back. Warden tries it up here at turn 12, but I think now sort of yielded the position now, so now we're just going to try and chase after probably these guys are obviously leading by Ben and HO, who's still continuing on their soft tyres, as Ryan is now in for his pit stop there. So I was thinking it was probably a little bit early for super soft runners, if I'm honest, but obviously Ryan thought the different thing. But anyway, we're still going on here on lap 9, as I think someone's actually the yellow flag action down at turn 1 by the looks of things. It looks like a bit of a yellow flag. It looks like one of the Saubers. Not sure. It could possibly be Juice Mars. I could be wrong, but anyway, still going on here. Warden's sort of slowly starting to catch back up. He was getting a little bit too much curb coming out of the final couple of corners here, but running very wide there coming out of the final corner here. But now Warden dives into the pit, so does Jared and Alan Hugo, so he puts us up into P3. But yeah, I was still feeling pretty comfortable at this stage at the obviously onto lap 10, as now Juice Mars looks like he's retired into the pits, so obviously not been a great race for him. But yeah, like I said, tyres on these super soft tyres are feeling okay. So and we're now on to obviously lap 11. And so we're getting a little bit sideways, where we go a little bit too much on the power there, and I think this was nearly the cue for me to come in this lap, because the super softs were really starting to die off a little bit here. So we will have a little bit fresher rubber compared to these guys. Warden's getting past Conrad. He's lagging all over the place here. Not sure what it is, to be honest with you. It's Conrad's in it or something, or he has issues with obviously Warden's the lobby host, so I don't really know. But into the pits we come. Get it nice and slow down there. So obviously Ben and HO still continue on the soft tyres, but we're going to now go on to our set of soft tyres, and away we go.
Go now.
As Jared sets the fast lap in the race, then followed by Alan Hugo. So those guys are pretty quick at the moment. So going to be dropping down the order a little bit here. But the bonus is we've sort of got a couple of laps fresher soft tyres compared to everybody else. So
Okay, stay clear.
there goes Exodona. So we're going to come out in P11, I think it is. You see that sun was really effectively going into turn 1, as now Conrad was sort of, I think, disconnected from the session there. But we're a little bit close to the Pres BC. We haven't seen much since early on lap 4. So yeah, nice, obviously had to double stack behind his teammate, which wasn't really ideal. But there's yellow flags up ahead here, as it looks like a Mercedes car of Mastermus Cunelli comes straight back out on the track. He may have given Pres BC a little bit of a nudge there. That was pretty dangerous, I've got to admit. But as now he's retired from the race now, so I think he sort of had a little bit of a rage quit. I think he was not happy with himself. I think from memory, the Twitter chat here, he was definitely not happy. But we're under a bit of attack here from Pres, so just managing to hold on here through turn 12 as he runs wide. So as you can see, I'm still melting those curbs a little bit too much there, so let's actually get another time penalty there. So it's added up, obviously now 6 seconds worth of time penalties. So now obviously now into the top 10. Can't remember who came in or whatnot, but we're going to gain some pretty good points again here after the last week in Canada. He's a replay behind on lap 12. This is Warden's trying to close in here a little bit on Pres BC. Now obviously there is a little bit of a difference in the tyre strategy, because obviously Warden came in, I think, what was it, lap 10? Might have been end of lap 10, and Pres came in early on lap 4 or 5. So see, Warden goes right around the outside, not even through into turn 1, and gets the move done. So now it's pretty much chasing after me next for position, as now finally Ben comes in on lap 16 to put on the set of super soft tyres, so he should be quick come the end of the race. As now also back we go to the battle for P6. So obviously Ben's obviously just come in, so now Ben's going to go up the inside here of Laggy. Ignore that it looks like he's on ultra soft tyres, he's actually on soft tyres. But Fenn's obviously another one who started on ultra soft tyres, so he's on the inside through the fast right hand at 10 and then 11. And gets the position of Laggy, but obviously still trying to close in here on Exodona. But you can probably see that little white arrow there. That is actually Warden behind, who's starting to catch me up a little bit, which, to be honest, I wasn't really expecting to, because obviously, like I said, coming with much fresher soft tyres, and where the hell is Exodona going? He's literally not even using part of the racetrack. But oh, that's a cheeky corner cut there if I've ever seen one in my entire time of league racing. But not again another corner cutting warning through turns 3 and 4. And now we're trying to slowly catch back up again to Exodona. But yeah, we're going to be feeling probably the wrath a little bit here from Warden. Like I said, I wasn't really expecting. So we're going to cover him, try and break the slipstream here. But Warden, the genius, is pretty well onto it there. So Nothing really I could do there. Get another corner cut warning through turn 8. Just sort of managing to hold on here. I thought really with the difference of tyre, obviously he came in, I think there was a couple of laps difference between us two and tyre strategies. So I wasn't really expecting him to have this much pace, to be honest, as he has a little bit of a look up the inside here into the final chicane. Give him the room. So now we're going to go side by side here on the front straight. Where the Warden can, we're going to make Warden go the long way here into turn 1. But I think I sort of yielded a little bit there. I don't know. I probably would have braked early anyway to make the corner. But now let's put Warden back up in P9 and myself back into P10. So now pretty much the goal here is to just try and follow him here just to see whether he can catch up to Exodona and somebody else who were slowly catching up to. He ran a little bit wide through turns 5 and 6, so going to get a little bit of a cheeky DRS stream here and using overtake mode. You can see the slipstream here is really working a lot. As you can see, he's covering the inside line here. There's been a yellow flag there for some unknown reason. As that's Fens actually, who looks like he's been spun around again at pretty much nearly the exact same corner, except the right-hand side this time compared to the left-hand side. But again, still trying to close in here on Water. Get a much better run here. Actually going to have a look here up the inside into the right-hander of turn 11. It just didn't quite have enough in the end, and Warden just manages to hang on for now, but we can go quite easy through here, but yeah, it wasn't the greatest of runs, so we're going to have to sort of settle back in and see whether we can catch back up to him here, I suppose. But now back aboard the replay here is on board with Timo Mardik, so he's obviously chasing after Laggy and Fens. Now, obviously, the super soft tyres should be a lot quicker around here. He should have a good run here, as obviously Laggy came in, well, pretty much the same time as his teammates. So they're going side by side, literally, into the chicane here. As there's been a little bit of a touch there, and that's turned Fens around. I would probably say it's a little bit of a desync moment, not going to lie, but obviously Laggy got the spot back, but didn't really last too long, because pretty much at lap 18 that Ben got the spot back off Laggy, and that was pretty much that. So yeah, I'd probably say it was another one of those desync moments between Ben and Fens. So now obviously it's a bit of a shame for Fens, obviously dropping a couple of spots there, but you see now we're continuing on to nearly, what are we on, lap 19 now. So he said the sun was really not helping my calls again. So now up to 9 seconds worth of penalties now. This is not really helping my cause at all, as my teammate, I don't know why it's showing me that my teammates, I needed to be told twice that my teammate's in the pits, so don't really know what's going on there, but it wasn't really the greatest race from him either, so get an update.
The gap to the car ahead is 1.2 seconds. You're losing around 7/10 a lap. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 9 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 33.9. They have a time penalty of 6.0.
Okay, so we're pretty even on time penalties wise. He's probably sort of losing about 7/10 compared to Warden. So pretty much the goal here is to just try and get ahead of him and maybe try and get the position, obviously, with us on equal penalties. But he's obviously gone on the move and got by Exodona for position 7 in this race. So we're now going to try and chase after Exodona ourselves. But here's a replay now with Warden. This is on the back straight here, but look at this slipstream here. Got plenty of it going through the fast right-hander at turn 10. And yeah, that was a pretty simple move there for Warden, as you'll be able to see now at the end of lap 20. Exodona comes into the pits, which I was a little bit surprised about for that one. But so I don't really know why he was going to come in at the end of the lap anyway. But we set a personal best with a 33.573. Get another corner cutting warning there through turn 1. Turn 1 was certainly one of my Achilles heels that whole race. Is now my teammates actually done something pretty good. Get the fastest lap of the race today, 1:31.750. We obviously got another corner cutting warning as well.
Our gap to the car in front is 1.0 seconds. You're falling back by 1/10 a lap. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 12 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:35.0. They have a time penalty of 9.0.
And that's critical because he's now got one extra. Well, sorry, I should say it was probably going to be one extra penalty, but obviously I got a time penalty as well, which I nearly forgot about, which was a bit awkward for me when I'm watching this back. But anyway, we're still pretty much even Stevens, but as you can see now, what was like we're losing about 7/10 earlier, we now sort of got that back by about 6/10 between myself and Warden, so it's now back about a 10th between each other, so not too much there between the both of us. So we're still sort of hanging on to the rear end of for Warden, but he's not had the greatest of runs through turn 1, so that's not helped his run at all. Obviously, we're up into position 8 now in this race. Being chased after by sort of Neon Tree Domes. A bit further back, actually, you see he's probably just about to come through turn 3 there as well. Exodona got the fast lap of the race, but was trying to line up a bit of a run here
in the top 10.
through the turns 5, 6 and 7, but didn't quite get the run there as I wanted. I think I took, again, too much curb, but again, Slipstream sort of helped me out a little bit here, gaining a bit of time on the Warden, but not really catching him at this stage of the race. So
we have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
It's really starting to get a bit close here between the two of us, which was really great battling, I must say. So now we're starting to catch up to, I think this is the ghost car of Conrad, who sort of disconnected and couldn't, I don't think actually someone sent him a rejoin, sent him an invite to rejoin the party, the lobby, but they're coming on to lap 24 is now Exodona is out of the Grand Prix, and looks like, not sure whether that's happened. There's a TPR Edge is also out of the Grand Prix as well, so it looks like it's for Exodona, it's on the front straight, probably near the finish line, and TPR Edge looks like he's got off to the left-hand side before the chicane there, by the looks of things. You probably won't see it, you probably just go a little bit of a glance there, but yeah, very unfortunate for those two, especially Exodona, who's probably showing good pace as well. And now we're going to jump aboard with the leaders. This is Douse and Jared getting I think a little bit of a love tap there between yourself and Alan Hugo, who's definitely putting a lot of pressure on him here. And you see Jared using every single bit of keeping on the inside line. There's a front wing going flying there. Somehow I think the halo would have probably saved that, but Alan Hugo sort of somehow got the move done. But now Jared trying to get a move back up around the outside here. They're on the fast right-hander of turn 10. I would have thought there's a little bit of contact between those two, and geez, that's really put Jared off. How the hell he saved that, I have literally no idea. He's got now a time penalty as well for his troubles. So, wow, that was certainly a save for Jared, but with that little bit of front wing damage, that may have affected his getting the race victory here. So now we are still behind Warden here, but we are starting to catch up to I think that's Laggy in the Haas a bit further up the road.
The gap is less than a second. We're gaining by around 2/10 per lap. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 15 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:34.0. They have a time penalty of 9.0.
We're pretty much still at 9 seconds here, as it looks like Warden's going to go up the inside here of Laggy. I'm going to go straight through my ghost car, the ghost car of my teammate, who's obviously not sure whether he disconnected or had a rage quit, probably more disconnect, but Warden just battling away here with Laggy and gets the move done. So that's put Warden up into P6. So now we're just going to try and get past Laggy. I'm not sure he's met his penalty situation. Let's find out.
Okay, gap ahead is 0.9 seconds. You're closing in by 7/10 per lap. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 19 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:35.0. They have a time penalty of 3.0.
So that's not really good at this stage of the race anyway, as we're on pretty much the penultimate lap now. So he's only got 3 seconds worth of time penalties, but his tyre wear, he's been on those tyres for about 20 odd laps now. So he obviously came in, was in lap 5 or lap 6, same as his teammate Pres BC. So we should theoretically get this move done and as quickly as possible, because we are going to lose a bit of ground here to Warden. a little bit of a look here up the inside. It sort of put him off a little bit here. It sort of did with a bit of a break lock up from Laggy, but now trying to get a good run here as well out of the exit of turn 9, as we do have a good run here. Going to have a look up the inside here in the fast right-hander of turn 10. We're going to give him enough room to have 2 cars fit through there, but now we get the move done. But Laggy's going to do a bit of a crisscross here, but I think he gives us a little bit of a touch there. So we're usually AOR teammates on a Sunday, but in SRL we're just pretty much in separate teams. So it's now we finally get the move done on Laggy. So now pretty much the goal here is to try and catch up to Warden as quickly as possible here. We're about to set off now for the final lap of this race. Whether we can keep position 7 on the road, probably highly unlikely. I mean, I wouldn't mind if I only dropped about maybe 1 position towards the end of the race, but extending the track at turn 1 again is not really going to help my cause. Especially, I think I'm nearly on the brink.
Car in front is 0.8 seconds. You're falling back by 1/10 a lap. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 17 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 34.5. They have a time penalty of 9.0.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's still, obviously, Warden is still on 9 seconds worth of penalties, but I think I'm nearly on the brink of possibly getting another penalty, so if that happens, it's pretty much curtains here. So just trying to get past Warden here on the final lap of the race. His tyres, you'll probably see in the top right of screen, his tyres are really starting to die off as Alan Hugo goes on to win the French Grand Prix. Probably, you could say, in a little bit of controversial circumstances here, but now this is probably our last shot to get up the inside here. Warden, as we take the turn 14, take a little bit of a corner cut, and that's pretty much game, set, and match. So get another time penalty. We're going to come home in P7 on the racetrack, which I think obviously Warden's going to couple more, or maybe one or more spots there, because HO I think got a time penalty. Jumping on board here with Laggy on this last lap, and you could see how much his tyres were literally dying at the end of the race. I think they're pretty much in the 80s to 90s area, but got to give him credit for getting this far in the Grand Prix. Takes home, well, I think it'll be P7 in this race, obviously with penalties curtailing that for some of us there. So we'll check out the final results in a minute as these guys spray a little bit of champagne here. So Alan Hugo, I can't remember, is this his first race victory? No, I'm not sure. I think it possibly could be. Don't quote me on that one, but you've probably seen that on the table graphics anyway. But get a nice few rewards there, up to rank 28. But we do drop back behind in P9 to finish off the race, as obviously Neon had less penalties than us. But obviously Alan Hugo, Jarrett, Ryan get 1, 2, 3. Ben, good recovery in P4. Obviously Warden in 5th, HO 6th. You can see the pole sitter fans finished up in P12 there. There's obviously a few DNS, Exit Owner, TPR Edge, Master Berserk, and Juice Mars. And obviously my teammate finishing up in P15. It says a lap down, but he sort of disconnected from that race. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, we'll take that. It's a pretty decent result. Probably would have liked a few more higher points, but I think that's 2 9th positions in a row now. So, anyway, here's the updated championship standings. So, the gap... Now, sorry, it's actually his second race victory because he got the win at Spain. So Ryan continues to hold on to the championship lead. I think it's, what is it now? Probably 30-something odd points. I can't really read it on my screen here. You probably see it. We're still at P13. We're still catching up to ECR Ricardo, who didn't take part in this race. Constructors Rise, Force India still lead the way over Ferrari, and McLaren are still there or thereabouts. Red Bull is still position 6. Probably going to be a little bit of a struggle now that my normal teammate is not here. I don't think he's going to be here for the rest of the season. So probably going to be a bit of a battle for the Constructors' Championship anyway. But yeah, it was certainly an entertaining race. Hopefully if you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a big smash on that like button. You can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more SRL APAC content on F1 2018, plus plenty more video gaming content as well. Of course, all my social media links will be down in the description, as well as the SRL website, the YouTube channel, and their Twitch channel, which you can obviously check out the races every Friday night at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time with both Mitchie 950 and Owens 1503 as always. But till the next one, which will be at the Austrian Grand Prix, which, of course, I have pretty fond memories about that track. It is goodbye, and I'll see you all next time.